Sorry, I'm posting, trying to share this real quick. I'm gonna put it out to some of my friends that might be not getting notifications. Because some people I direct into Instagram because it's just easier. I'm not always watching my notifications. Hey, how's it going? How's it going, y'all? Thanks for joining. Just thought I'd do a quick live. I'm gonna be playing my music anyway. Here, get a little peek at Cora. Hey, Cora. How's my baby? How's my baby? Trying to, probably biting something, chewing on something. Sorry, that probably made you go sick. Sorry. Getting booty at a yard sale. Hey, gotta do what you gotta do. I'm a 43-year-old single man. I thought that might grab some attention, right? Who doesn't love to grab booty? Even girls. They just may not admit it. Sorry, sending this out to some of my friends. I don't go live that much anymore. I'm so busy with my work. I have so many things to list from garage sales this weekend. I have to get another whole booth just for Earnhardt, just because of crazy garage sale. Videos soon to come. How's everybody doing? You haven't been to a yard sale yet? Some good ones. I've been going on Thursday, Fridays. That's always better. Because they don't think like estate sales. Estate sales are going to give you the deals only on Sunday. And I don't. Yeah. Friday, this Friday was pretty crazy, but last Saturday was nuts. I couldn't believe all the stuff I got. Well, I love number 41. That beginning chord. Just nothing like it. No one plays that chord. Slides it down 2 frets. No one plays that chord. C down 2 frets. Just unbelievable. Just went to yellow. Oh, right on. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We haven't had that many cases here, so they've just, I've known a couple of people, it's because they were in Florida or New Orleans or something like that. So hopefully it doesn't come back around or whatever. I had to stop watching the news about 2 months ago. I usually watch it just to kind of keep track of what's going on. I just stopped. I'm too busy. I can't do it. I can't. It's like you have to do emotions when you watch the news, and I just don't want to do that no more. It takes too much energy. Sorry, I'm sending this last couple here. I need to tweet it out, and I'm done. It just sucks. I want to be home with my dad, and I can't be. So it's the first time I've missed his Father's Day in a while. Long while. And it's my nephew's birthday today. Starting a business sounds like a great idea. You didn't realize you had to do all the work, every job of any business. It's which is fun. It's been challenged, and of course, I've gotten good at things I never wanted to be good at, which is always a benefit. But man, it's hard work. Start your own business, they say. But wait, like I said, it's been so rewarding, and just having your own time is so valuable. I don't even know what to say. Hashtag, let's say, garage sale. Tweet. All right, done. Hello, fellow picker. Stand by. Hey, how's it going? I love to have the pickers on here. Corey's still in here. I'm gonna have to open another booth. Maybe I'm thinking about opening 2 new booths at Mike's. I've already got 3. I got 4 glass cases now at Mike's. I've got 1 open booth. I ran out of room. Just put everything on sale, I guess, and get it out of there. But I've got too good at picking. Like it's like here's one. Yesterday's at a garage sale, and they only had like 1 or 2 things that were kind of okay, and they were too high priced. They didn't really have much. And I was walking out, I saw a box that said free, and there's Alvin and the Chipmunks, and these are vintage plush from 83. And me and my sister were huge. Well, I was a huge Alvin and Chipmunks. Alvin and the Chipmunks, whatever it was. When I was a kid, I made her listen to it too much. Well, anyway, these were free, and they still look good. Shoot, these will sell. These will sell in my booth for sure, but I might end up keeping them because they don't stink. That's no smoking. It's just crazy. Like people are just trying to give stuff away, don't really realize what's worth anything. Did you find any good booty, Sam, this weekend? Did you go any Goodwills or anything? Hey, Harry. I'm so bad now. Every time I'm going garage sale, and after like the 3rd garage sale, I say yard sale of a time. Right when I jump out of my car to go to the next yard sale, I just have to. It's like ingrained in me now. It's just fun to play. Do you have any good finds this weekend, Harry? I got lots of stuff from my flea market booth. I got so many games. I was getting video games for 50 cents to $1, just stacks. I have so many, and they go for $4 to $5 at least in my booth. And I know there's 10, probably $20 games I can sell on eBay. Got them for almost nothing. Hey, Kent. Mr. Comp himself. Just throwing out, man, that hat live was awesome last night. I loved those, and Kelly just fit right in with those guys. That was freaking awesome. You got a fat goose egg? Yeah. I threw out I got a lot of info on some hats last night, so I just started looking for hats on Marketplace and found a few close to me. So I put out some offers on some pretty good ones. Thanks, Tanya. Hey, thanks for dropping by, Sam. Yeah, no kidding, man. That was nuts. And it went by fast. I was sitting there looking at it. I looked down and go, 5 hours. And Kelly just, man, it's hard to fit into that. You know what I mean? And he just walked into that and was like, that was cool. That's going to be a thing to go for a while, you know. That's going to be a thing. They should do that every at least couple of weeks. It was cool. Any garage sale finds for you guys? Harry got the old goose egg. I've been doing a lot of auctions on YouTube. Get like really good because I'm going to start grading stuff, sending it off to PSA and mainly back at BGS right now. This PSA is so weird, and they've been upping prices, taking longer, and the whole FBI investigation stuff. But I bought a bunch of Pokemon stuff and things that I don't want. I'm just going to grade them. The ones I know, I'm going to comp and grade them and resell them, because a lot of people buy the graded ones to put in their collection. It's funny to find out that Pokemon people and Magic people are even crazier, more nerds than the baseball, football guys like me. I thought we were the worst. No. Mm-mm. Hey, Joe, what up, brother? Hey, Philly Picker, did you find anything good this weekend? Anything pretty awesome? Let's see, what was my, I found a, I don't have it here, I have it in my garage, but someone had a bunch of old clubs. I always look at the old clubs because there's usually like one thing in there that might be decent. And there's this one that had, the iron looked like it was rusty. And I was like, that's weird that they're rusty. Pulled it out. It was a wooden shaft. And I asked her if I can buy it separate. She goes, how much? And I go, $2. And she's like, yeah, I probably could have said 50 cents, but that thing was old, and it still has a stamp on the iron. I'd never heard of the club, and I don't know, it looked cool. So I thought that was a neat find. I just got so much VHS and stuff. My last weekend was my Earnhardt Senior tire with the COA and all that stuff. I got that video I'm working on today. It's just so big and long. It's gonna have to condense it so it doesn't take forever. But it's a good one. Yeah, no kidding, man. I see the scrambled eggs on the hat, and I'm just like, scrambled eggs, huh? You know, it's crazy. I messaged some guy in Ohio about his trucker hats. $15, but $6 to ship to me. But I don't know. I don't know if I want to really mess with it. Oh yeah, yeah. Now you know. You know, it's kind of like the glass. That's what's so great about our community. It's so great. You know, like that little tip that I remember Shad Juice, the first one I ever saw us do that. He would just every time, hey, do you guys have any video game equipment? And man, you wouldn't believe how many times they just go, yeah, pull it out. And that happens to me too. They just never, they put all this crap that it's never going to sell in their yard. But all the video game equipment that they don't even want, their kid doesn't even want because they bought the new thing for them. It hasn't even moved, and it's crazy. People are just giving it away. And another good, like what they do a lot of times too, is like, well, I think we have some. I just don't know where it's at. Give them your card. I have my mowing card, so that's easy for me. But boy, it's good to leave that card. Though I left the card with, like, when I got all that Earnhardt stuff. He had more because he's having a moving sale. He's selling the house, buying a camper, and he's going to travel the nation for his retirement. And I told him, I go, if you don't want to go to Goodwill and you don't sell this other stuff he had in the garage, just give me a call and I'll come cherry pick it out and take the rest of Goodwill for you or something, you know, just for the favor. And, you know, and because my flea market booth, I could sell. There was a lot of stuff I'd sell, but I wouldn't want to buy, kind of deal. Hey, Kathy. Thanks for joining. I was telling them they had to have some reseller auctions, like 5 hat lot auctions, those 3 together. They've got so many. They've got so many. It's crazy. So they ought to have some. I think it'd be fun. That'd be fun. Have us buying them. Anyway. $100 brand new ski boots for $5. Nice. That is nice. I got some good ski boots and skis and poles that I got for like $5 last year at Goodwill. I don't think it was more than 10, maybe 6. Anyway, and I didn't list them last winter, but I need to list those things. I didn't know how to ship back then, and I was just scared that I wouldn't know how to do it and I get screwed on it. But now I know how, so I'm gonna get that up. I'm just building, honestly. I'm sure most people are that do eBay and all that stuff a lot. I'm building for Christmas. Um, my flea market booth, it was crazy. I don't think anything I put up there, people were buying. It was nuts and I started thinking about it. I'm like, oh, no wonder. Okay, well, no wonder eBay's slow in the summer because we have other places to source. We go garage sailing, so there's no garage sales in the winter either. So that's why eBay is so nice in the winter. There's just not a place to get secondhand goods, except for Goodwill, and even then that dries up and they've gotten expensive. So anyway, so I'm just thinking about December, getting rid of some of the crap on eBay that I used to have up for my flea market booth. Now I could put that in flea market booth, just get rid of some of that stuff, just get capital back to invest in stuff I know it'll flip fast kind of deal. I've got a lot of stuff and I've even done some consignment stuff. I don't have time to even list everything. It's kind of crazy. Good thing I don't have a wife here to yell at me for having everything in the way. But I've been messing with Facebook Marketplace a lot. But what's one thing that's nice? If you do get a flea market booth or an antique mall booth, the best thing to do is take pictures of your stuff and then put it on Facebook Marketplace and send them to your booth. I mean, yeah. So you advertise and you market your booth. You're not paying any extra. It's free. And you don't have to go meet them. You don't have to worry about them wanting to jimmy you down from the price, that you don't have to worry about them not showing up or being wishy-washy or knowing where you live or anything like that. So I love that part of it. So if you do it, and Tommy made a good point, I should make a Facebook page just for that. So whenever it opens up, if someone likes my page, they'll be there to see my stuff all the time whenever I list something new. And I remember when he said that, I'm like, I hate when someone says something that I should have thought about already. I love it though, but that was smart, and so I'm going to do that too. That way, it's just easier for them to see it instead of having to go find it like they did every time. It's genius. You got to think about the consumer and what they want before they know what they want. That's how you make money. But that's what I love about our, being generous with our ideas is what makes our community freaking awesome, I think. You tell my preacher son, I never got to talk much, so now I do. I don't think so. If anything, it's just 90s are getting a little more popular, and because it's all those bright colors. But those trucker hats are still, especially if they got the tractors on them. And I mean, I don't want to say much because they're the masters. Listen, you go back and watch those lives. You don't like to go back and watch lives very often. Those are worth going back and watching and laughing, and it's fun. How many? Cernoch said he had 1,500 hats in his house, or maybe 1,500 to 2,000. I was like, holy crap. You could tell he didn't want to really get rid of most of them. He's got some really choice ones and it's cool to get in there before most people know about it. And then you're already so set that you don't mind giving out the information. You know what I mean? Starter's hat sold for 300. Wow. I got a cowboy starter jacket. Man, I never got one when I was a kid because it was just so expensive. And of course the Cowboys too. And that thing is, man, it's awesome. It's in such good shape. I can see why they paid a lot of money back then. And it's mint. It's probably a 9.5 in mint, and I had it up for like $90 and never sold. I'm pretty surprised. So I'm gonna put that one on. I need to ask Tommy and Kent, where do I put that? A starter jacket. Would I do Grailed because it's men's clothing, or should I do Depop? Because I'd like to know that one, because I want to get that in the right place, because I don't think eBay's people are looking for cowboy starter jackets on eBay for some reason. I don't know why. I figured it would sell for good money. I bought it for $20. One of the only things I bought vintage in my Goodwill. Whoever does my Goodwill, they know vintage clothes, and you just don't see them. And if you do, they're usually priced at least half of eBay. Everything on Facebook, and we specialize in bulk sales. People, awesome. That's cool. Absolutely. I mean, I don't have a problem with that kind of stuff. I'm not a huge dumpster diver kind of thing, though. I just because something about a dumpster, it's never been clean since it's been there. So that means everything that's ever been in, I just can't that. Mr. Goodbye just got a monster load and all kinds of stuff and lots of sport. Dang, I don't have him. I need to Mr. I'm gonna write that down. That's another thing. I need to find more people in our community that I just don't know. You said Mr. Goodbye. I just got a GoPro 8. It's on the way. It was on sale for $299 at Best Buy, and but I don't get it till Thursday. But if I would have had that for the Earnhardt Senior, that video would have been epic. It's still going to be really good, but I was holding my phone, so it's a little. But what I get is so good, it's worth it. Depop or Grail both. Okay, thanks. Okay, appreciate it. Latest fashion. See, that's what I was thinking. I've heard. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, something about dumpsters. Some of these guys got me worried about buying stuff on Amazon, because yeah, I mean, I'm grabbing stuff out of people's houses and stuff. It's old, but something about a dumpster. It's like how much things have been in there, like I said, and never been cleaned. Anyway, yeah, I need to get me and my buddy. We're gonna start doing some lives again. He got so crazy with work. His work schedule changed. He's a truck driver who goes across the country. And so his schedule just got jacked. He was lucky to keep a job there for a while. And because like half the force at his job got furloughed. And he's really good with Instagram, and I need to figure it out better. It's there's so many resellers there, and I think all of us need to be linked in there a little bit better. So I wish you can come on a live with me, you SOB. It'd be great to talk about. Hillbilly GoPro. Oh yeah, there's some good ones at work, but being a reseller, I also know that you buy one of those, you ain't reselling it. GoPro 8, I'll probably get 75% of it next year if I resell it and keep it in decent shape. So that's when it comes to electronics, you know what I mean? I don't know. But they also work. But also my phone's just that good too. It's hard to hold it, it's hard to get a good angle at a garage sale and go like this. I tell people, I'm like, hey, I take some video. I have a YouTube channel like American Pickers. I learned that from who always says that? It's a Cincinnati Picker, and people could, when you say that, then they're like, oh yeah, yeah, and then they kind of like I think they kind of like it, honestly. Most of the time, I don't find very. The only time is like a woman if she's like, "Oh, don't put it with me because I have not really dressed up." I'm like, I get that, I understand, but it's just so jumbly, But when you have it up here, and that was GoPro 8s. I don't know if you guys noticed the difference in the 7 and the 8. I'm glad I waited. I almost got a 7. I actually got a 7 once, and it kept locking up, heating up, and shutting off. And I just got sick of it, took it back, and got my money back. So, and these don't do that near as bad. They got them waterproof, so it makes it so hard to have them breathe. Say you're taking pictures for a friend, yeah. Like I said, and then if they have a problem, I go, well, you might be a star if I find something good in here. I just try to make it positive, and most people don't care. And if they do, which I haven't had anybody do, I'll just say, I won't put it on there. That's fine. I'll just do the after haul kind of deal, And, I think, that's why I started watching Cincinnati Picker, Lonnie, even Kevin. It's because I wanted to go on treasure hunts with them. And so only resellers are going to find what we sold, how we sold it, how we shipped it interesting. But the general public are going to like watching going on the treasure hunts. I mean, come on. And that's how I got sucked in. I was watching Rake and Profit trying to figure out Amazon and somehow fell into Reezy Resells. And then it went into Rally Roots. Whenever Rally Roots had that thing where the cops came after him for selling something illegal or stolen or whatever, it went on, it blew up everywhere. And so if I remember right, Kamala Picker the same way. And that's what caught me into them. And then when I watched a couple of videos, I'm like, vintage clothing, huh? And then Cincinnati Pickers came up on a suggested video. Once I found Cincinnati Picker, then it was all over. Then I found the community. And I didn't really look back. I mean, Rally Roots and stuff like that, I watch them every once in a while, but not really. They're too scaled up for me now to make sense for me. But yes, thanks for all the fathers out there. Appreciate y'all. I always wanted to be one, but kind of, it's one of those things I'm probably blessed to not be one in certain ways. So it lets me be who I am. I'd be a lot different, that's for sure. I got 3 nephews that are pretty badass. I don't feel like I'm missing a whole lot. I wish I was closer to them. Eventually I will be, or be able to see them more. But with my business, it's hard to get up there and see my nephews. It kind of sucks. But I started my business so I would. And I did the first couple of years because I wasn't that busy. But then you get busy, and I'm basically a farmer because I'm ran by what the weather does. So I can't really have a schedule. But when you don't have a schedule, you just work. You just whatever's in front of you work. And so you tend to get more done than you would normally because in a schedule, you won't do anything until you have to go. You won't do anything around the house. If you got to, I don't know. You know how it goes. Hey, Steve, thanks for joining, man. Appreciate you. Do you have any videos on YouTube? Metal detecting and magnet fishing. Oh, I've always wanted to metal detect. But honestly, when I'm out like that, I'm looking for arrowheads and stuff like that around here. And magnet fishing, I'd rather just go fishing or golfing. So I wouldn't mind it if someone like-minded want to do it with me. Man, I'd try it and stuff. But I mean, not really. There's a lot of lakes around here, though. You probably get a lot of stuff anymore, especially if you think about how many iPhones and Samsung Galaxies are down the water, just out of reach, and you could probably make a ton of money on just grabbing those. They should stick to a magnet with high-powered ones. Pick and roll, man. All those Florida guys, they find all that awesome vintage clothes. I don't know what it is. Everybody goes down to retire, and they're like, we have too many clothes. Here we go. in those Toomey bags. I go to my bags all the time. I found one that said Tomi one time. I was like, oh, is that a Toomey? I looked it up. I was like, that's Tomy. I'm like, crap. I thought for sure I had something. Oh, Cernoch's in here. Man, that was freaking epic live again. You guys got to do those like every couple of weeks on the hats. God, that was awesome. I'm sitting there watching you guys on Facebook Marketplace looking up hats. I'm like, scrambled eggs, scrambled eggs. Boom, boom, boom. I'm ready for some baseball. I'm hoping we get some baseball back. I don't know where everybody stands with the. I haven't watched the news in 2 months, just so you know. So I don't know if they're letting us back or what. I just know our state says okay. I just got to work so much. I don't have time to watch it. Anyway. Huh. No kidding. I guess that makes sense. I wonder if you can just sell them for parts, though. I mean, that's what I would do, because I see those people selling them all the time. I bet you can just sell it for parts. But it's fun watching you guys because you're all having fun. And like I was saying earlier to Kent, like Calvin just, you guys, you and Tim are so unique. But Calvin walked in there was just like you guys, like fit in perfectly. It's like, how is that possible? That was crazy. I kept thinking, they're gonna run out of hats. They're gonna run out of hats. No. Awesome. That one, which one did I really like the that Chevy black with the tie-dye looking purplish thing. The one that had I remember those big jackets back in the day. That one that Calvin had was freaking awesome. And when there was a Firestone one hat that was so cool. There was about 10 of them from each of you that I wanted to throw you a lot of money just for myself. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for joining for a minute. Just talking some garage sales and crazy hats, how to clean old trucker hats. A year and a half ago, my grandma my grandpa was crazy about hats. We used to make fun of him, and people would just comment on him. I never made fun of him. I had my own hats, but he had so many awesome hats, and he kept them in good shape. And my grandma had them on the table and said, "Guys, take what you want, otherwise you're going in the trash." And I grabbed a hat or two, and I didn't take a bunch because I didn't want all my cousins and stuff not getting one. And who knows how many went in the trash that were 70s hats, 60s hats, who knows? So it's like, if I would have known, there's hundreds of dollars of hats that I could have got my grandma some money, but now I know. And I've been thinking about that because I'm from North Missouri where those hats are everywhere still. People still have them hanging because they just haven't moved them, literally, because they're a farmer. They have other hats over top of them. And I can just put on Facebook and just say, hey, I'm looking for these hats, put some pictures up, pay good money, give me a shout. I guarantee that would work. And I think I'm going to. It made me think about that yesterday. I'm just going to put it out there. I have 1,000 friends, around here on Facebook, and then I have 500 up in North Missouri from where I'm from. And, and there's so much Disney stuff. I'm from Walt Disney's boyhood home. There's so much Disney stuff up there. It's nuts. Because one thing that he did for us was if you proved that you were from Marceline, Missouri, you could get into Disneyland free until he died. So people would go there and spend the extra money on stuff from Disneyland. And so, yeah, it's you got to think outside the box a little bit. And just, it's weird when you think about it, you're like, I don't know why I didn't. Because they can get money at stuff they were going to throw it away. It's not like they're going to throw it away. You might as well get them some cash. And then, let alone, too, like Cernoch and Canton, like these people, they'll tell you that, like, not only will you get a lot of money for them, you can get way more money if you know where to sell them. you can get double the price on them sometimes, and it'll sell faster. So cross listing, I haven't done a lot of cross listing. I've put some stuff in Mercari and different things. It didn't sell for the same price, but I just didn't cross list everything. So I'm going to start just doing it. I've already do enough. I already got I sold like 200 things on eBay in the last couple months, and I was averaging like $100 per item because I sold 3 big items. But I've gotten good at knowing what to buy. Again. Yeah, that was fun. Everybody should, if anybody knows how to throw up some links, throw up Cernoch's link and Cernoch, and so everybody can get in on those lives when they come on. Pick and Roll has some really good creative videos too. If anybody knows how to throw it, I don't know how to do that stuff. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, I've got some crazy stuff that I've sold over the years that now you know, but you never know back then. Yeah, I've got so many great sports cards. I've sold so many that never thought I would. Sold my LeBron James rookies just a couple months ago because it's just so hot, and I don't really care. Yeah, I understand the $30 a month of listing sites, but if I'm doing it and I'm doing a lot, it makes sense. Just depends on what you have going. If you have 300 listings that even you wouldn't buy half of it, probably shouldn't. But if you have 300 good listings, it's probably a good idea to cross list because you might be able to get more money. But you know, like I said, I it's like my eBay, my antique mall booth. I was sitting there thinking about this the other day. My antique mall booth and my flea market booth. I have like 1,000 things listed in each one, even though I'm paying for 2 booths like $150. I've got 1,000 listings. So that's, you have to pay pretty good money for 1,000 listings on eBay, you know? And then if they pay cash, I don't get charged. So I don't get PayPal fees on some of my stuff. And so, and then some of it, I get more money than I would on eBay because they figure in the price of the um, shipping, and they also appreciate having it right there now, you know. So you can get some more money for some of that stuff, especially the heavier stuff. Um, so I mean, when you really think about the fees and stuff, it's really not. I say stuff a lot. If you really think about the fees, it's really not that much money. I don't think. So it just depends on what you got going. Um, Especially if you like, and I think it's a lot of it's vintage. You gotta make sure you're hitting all the, because I think a lot of those guys only look at one way, or you know, and I don't know. I don't know as much about it as I think I know. On the Kent's Biz. This break brought to you by coffee. Hope everybody has a good day with their kids that are fathers. You know, it's funny, Cernoch. I was sitting there thinking about that the other day when I used to hear Kevin Commonwealth Picker talk about, yeah, I don't really like to get shoes because I hate cleaning them. I don't like old electronics. I hate cleaning them. Now I get it. The older I've got, and I'm like, you're adding a quarter of time of what you would have had to have done to what you normally. And that's why I like video games. You know, done, easy to store. You know, sells quick if you know if you trending price. Same way with sports cards. So shoes, like you have a lot of people look at them, but they're like, oh, well, not my size. Oh, well, not my size. So that gets frustrating. But you can find some good deals on shoes. So if you know what you're looking at. Yeah, thanks, Kent. Appreciate it. Everybody check out his channel, Tank. It's good. It's good. It's good. Pick and roll. I'll never forget one of the first videos I watched of his, Steve's, his pick and roll. He, I think it was one of the first time he'd went to the bins, and there was all these. They were people from Haiti, I think, and they were like grabbing stuff out of Steve's hands, like right when he's reaching for something, they just take it. He's like, "What?" Like almost pushing him out of the way. It was crazy. And he handled it really well. And after that, I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna like this guy." He handled it without like getting super mad, but he was still like, "What was that?" And they were just grabbing like shirts and whatever. It looked like they were grabbing stuff from me and then throwing it back. They weren't even. They're just trying to grab, thinking you've got something that Oh, I need it then. 6 million. Wow. He wasn't a very good guitarist, but boy, he could write some lyrics. So had some cool little riffs, but wow, 6 million. It's just weird to think about like how much writing he would have done. It's kind of like Jim Morrison. He was such I mean, he was 1,000 times better poet than he was anything else. And think about all the things he could have written all this time. God. That video, which video is it? The Tank's channel one? Okay. You have to go back. They're maniacs. Yeah, no kidding. And that was the first time I realized that you were in a wheelchair. It was because you had your remote control in your hand. I think I'd watched a couple videos of you before that, and then you had that remote in your hand. I was like, oh, and then I realized, so they're grabbing out of the guy that has the wheelchair. Even I mean, it didn't matter, but I mean, even it was just like, wow, no shame. Wow. When I was a kid, I actually paralyzed myself. I I was so fearless and so stupid. I remember I watched a kid. I was how old would I been? 10. I was moving to a new town, and I was at that town, and I saw this kid jump off the low dive, and he did a sailor dive with his hands to the side. I'm like, I could do that. And I was a really good athlete. I played baseball. I was really good at baseball and stuff. So I had good body control, and I rode a bike a lot. So I had good body control. I can do that. And then I go, hey, bud, my buddy, I'm like, hey, Andy, watch. And I dived in, and I realized I never thought about it, that I couldn't break I was going to smack my face. So I dived deep, and it was 3.5 foot and pop. And I was paralyzed they pulled me out of the water, did all this stuff. I couldn't move my legs for, I think it was about an hour. It was weird. I was like, I accepted it already. I remember thinking, that was stupid. People were looking at me like they felt sorry for me. I'm like, because there was like everybody's around. I'm like, just don't be stupid like me. I remember even like it was weird. But anyway, on the way to the hospital, I started getting. I guess it just pinched something really bad. Yeah, the first bin video. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's crazy. Uh, yeah. Yeah, and that's another thing too. Yeah, it's a culture there. You got to fight, or you're. So I mean, you get here and you don't adapt to our culture, and so it looks different. I remember I've traveled all over the world. It's weird, like the different how it's just weird how cultures are different. Oh, wow. I also hit a kid in high school in football, and I was trying to hurt him. It was the end of the game, and they were driving on us. We couldn't stop this one guy. He just kept throwing little dump passes this tight end, and he was huge. Finally, I'm like, okay, they're gonna keep throwing to him. My coach, he didn't even have me guarding him. I just didn't care. I was a linebacker. I'm like, I'm gonna go do what I want. And so they kept running the same play. So I knew he was gonna get it. Right when he got it, I just buried my helmet in his chest. He hung on the ball, but he slowly fell down, and it paralyzed him. And I was devastated, thinking because I was trying to, you know, trying to hurt him so bad, not hurt him, but jar him so bad he can't catch that ball. And they had a helicopter fly in to the field that night. I remember laying in bed, just I couldn't sleep that whole night. And next day, found out that he had a birth defect in his spine. There was a narrowing in his spine, and he was also a really good wrestler. And come to find out, the doctor said it was good that this happened because it probably would have, if he would have kept doing some of these activities, it probably would have paralyzed him. And he ended up playing basketball in college, ended up being like a really good college basketball player. So didn't hurt anything. But I remember I was quitting football the next day. I remember I came in and I was telling coaches, I'm like, I'm quitting. I'm never doing that again. Because my first love was baseball. I played football because we just didn't have any baseball past 15. So, but then come to find out all that. So I've been around. It's weird how that kind of stuff happens. Hey, Gary, thanks for joining last night. You missed Cernoch's live last night. You would like those with the hats and stuff, man. That video is it's probably been 5 or 6 months, Harry. It's probably been back there a little bit. Is it in your playlist, pick and roll? It should be like should be most popular videos or something. You've been stealing any of my auctions, Gary? I got some pretty good Pokemon now to grade. Oh, there was an auction yesterday. I missed it. SOB. I gotta make sure I'm subbed and got the notifications. I know I'm subbed, but those notifications come off sometimes. I swear. End of November, yeah, yeah. I'm ready to my season. It's being a lawn mowing guy. March, April, May is crazy, and since it rained more this year than normal, way more here in Springfield. June stayed the same. So once July hits, I can start easing up a little bit, and I'm gonna start being able to make a lot more videos. Plus, I got a GoPro, so I'm excited. Channel's I'm gonna try to get that 1K by end of the summer, which I haven't really been pushing that hard. And I know I can do some collaborations and probably get that pretty quick. But I don't want just subscribers. I want people who want to watch my stuff. So I don't really want to think about that really. I just want to make sure my videos are good and get better at editing and all that stuff. Because I just want to do some more good live video um, for my channel because I think that's what I like to watch. So I think that's what other people want to watch. I got some Hot Wheels yesterday that were. I'll go grab them real quick. He had $2, but I think I gave him 50 cents. Just a whole bag of them. He said some of them were old. I don't know. Some of these are just everyday. That one's kind of cool. Dole truck. '87. Miami. Kellogg's racing car. I've got so much NASCAR stuff now all of a sudden. I need a NASCAR booth. Yeah, everybody check out those videos and save them so you can go back to them. Kent knows which ones are good. I don't know if these are worth anything. Got them for next to nothing. This one's old. Metal. 99. No red lines, I know that. I just can't help but pick up this stuff when it's so cheap because I know I can lot it up somehow and do like a reseller lot. Hot Wheels. Oh, that's weird. Country Time. 50. It's pretty old. Tonka. Doesn't have the top part though. I didn't even really look at these, so I just buy them and just figure I lot them up. If they're no good, then I'll just put them in my booth. Put them in a bag like this for about $2. Ooh, I had this one when I was a kid. I always thought the Ferrari Testarossa was so cool. But come to find out, it's not really that great a car. There wasn't much in there at all. Man, I wish I would have been in that. That drives me nuts, Gary. Man, I'm gonna go right now and check and go through my. Make sure I got the notifications on. Westside. I like YouTube auctions because you don't get like garage sales. It's usually lower dollar items. You might have one or two good things in it, but these are usually they know what's good, so you can kind of pinpoint what you want and what you like. YouTube auctions. Yeah, it wasn't notifications on. God, it makes me so mad. I know. I rarely subscribe to anybody anymore and not put notifications on. That I'm not subscribing to them. You might everybody go back and check your guys' stuff and make sure you're subscribed. I should just make a Hot Wheels lot and send it out to Harry. Tell him to send me his sports cars. I'll give him all my Hot Wheels. Trade. I'd do that. Hell, I've got a ton of Hot Wheels. I mean, but I don't know much about them. All I know is I have a bunch of them. My buddy's calling shit. Yeah, I missed it, Gary. I know you. You don't buy crap, so I know you're not selling crap. I'm not stupid. Dang it. Hey, Candace. Thanks for jumping in. Having any big sales? You selling on Poshmark? I've heard a lot of people say Poshmark's been dying on them. Or you're selling good still? And those are people selling men's stuff, I think. So I was wanting to ask you that because I know you've been doing a lot of Posh back in the day. But and do you use List Perfectly, Candace? Because I know you do different platforms, so I'm figuring you might. If I'm gonna do different platforms, I want to make it easy. I don't want to get a. I also don't want to get something to cross post and still have to do a lot of that same work that I would do if I'm just copy and pasting either. But what I like about it is if you do have it on a lot of platforms, go to List Perfectly and say it's done and it cross unlisted. Now that is probably worth it. But I don't know if that's the $30 one or the $40 one. But yeah, everybody make sure if someone could please throw up Westside Gary's link, make sure you go in and subscribe and make sure you get the bell notifications on because he runs auctions, and so you don't want to miss them. I haven't seen one yet, but sure it's going to be good. And I'd like to go on and throw on some of my stuff. I got so much crap. I don't want to list, and even I do lots at my own flea market because I get people just give crap away almost. Okay, you're talking me into it more. I gotta get talked into things. But since I'm doing so much, I need to thanks Kent, and I need to list more Mercari because I taught myself out of Mercari because I listed some of the same things on eBay, same cards, same prices just to see, and nothing would move on Mercari. But I don't know. I'll just test it again. Might as well. You, yeah, I better go grab that link. Yeah, I understand that. I just people just give them away. It's kind of hard not to. That I know because I knew I could sell them on my face or in my flea market booth. What do you? How do you sell them on Facebook Marketplace? Just in big lots, say come get them, a bunch of Hot Wheels kind of deal. Well, hasn't grown much in the last 3 or 4 months, but thanks. I'm just trying to provide information that other resellers could find useful with a little guitar in between, a little mandolin. Franklin graphite paddle rackets. I don't know what that is. Surprise toys. I don't even know what that is. Maybe I need to know. Um, I've heard toys. A NASCAR man says toys do good on Mercari, and he said sports cards, but I haven't had much luck. But sometimes it may be old sports card does do good. Um, I was in Storage Legends auctions not too long ago, and he had Marvel cards. He'll throw up some stuff at the very beginning of auctions, knowing that there's not many people in there, so he knows like the diehards will get some good deals. And he had a bunch of Marvel cards in this one, and he just kind of flipped through them and goes, "This is what you're gonna get. I don't know what's in here." And you could tell he kind of cherry picked some of it because there was no Jordan cards, and you could tell there'd been some. I can't blame him. And he was kind of making it like this is just there were so many cards, and I got it for $55. But the Marvel cards in there were awesome, and they're like from '91, and they have like full hologram on the and a couple of them were full holograms. So I bet there's worth some money. Uh, but I bought it for $55. The shipping was probably 20 to ship it to me. So, and that's another one. Storage Legends is another good one for auctions. I shouldn't be telling you guys that, but hey, we all need to, because most of the time we're all sourcing different things. He's had some good Hot Wheels. He has some good Hot Wheels auctions, new but they're new red lines. So pickleball rackets. Okay, yeah, yeah. House goods too. So, um, is it Cernoch? Is that right? I want to say it right. Um, is so who do you think is on Mercari? Is it the buyers? Are they? Do you think they're other resellers, or do you think that they're kids and stuff? Because I heard that they can use different forms of paying, so it's easier. So it might be easier for kids to pay on there. What do you think? Do you think the it was a younger demographic? Maybe is that why Mercari is kind of hot right now? Is that what happened to Poshmark? The people from Poshmark are kind of going over to Mercari, like buyers and sellers. Is that why Posh is kind of dying out a little bit? I figured you'd know. When was the last time you came in here? Not cosmetic. Thanks for joining. It's been about 4 or 5 months. I was, I guess, I only had like 200 subscribers, probably November. I think it was somewhere around there. Hey, Dan the Man's here. Yeah, just different. So that's why cross listing is good, because I think a lot of people stick to one as a buyer. You know what I mean? As a seller, we know we need to expand, but when you're a buyer, if you've done something and it's worked and it's comfortable, you just stay on that platform. So you can see how easily the market would be different in different platforms and build because of the what sold last. And it's interesting. How's Mr. Vandley? Did you find any garage sales um, masterpieces this weekend? Is it Indiana you're in, or is it Ohio? I can't remember. I say in Indiana. Yeah, yeah. Good point. How easy is Mercari on the shipping labels? Is it basically the same as eBay? You just right there buy it through them, or do they send you an email kind of deal, or how's it work? Is it kind of like Poshmark? Hey, what's up, Land Shark? Indiana. I'm glad you stick with the name Art Vandalay. And I love me and Jason, Road Warrior Reseller, love your your symbol. What do you call it? Your merch, or how what do you what is the official word? Uh, but like the shirt you sent, I subscribed to Art Vandalay. That is genius. It just looks like I voted today. I mean, dude, you got some smart moves. I'm telling you, just keep pushing it. And you're doing the Mercari thing, and you're finding you really like Mercari. It's fun to watch you growing with what you're doing. Um, yeah, it's fun watching everybody grow, isn't it? To think back when I started watching Commonwealth Picker, and like all I knew was baseball cards and football cards and how to grade and all that stuff and team breaks, which I brought all that to our community, but I've added all that other stuff that I had no idea about. Yeah, Art, just keep putting out the videos. I like them. You can either buy through them or choose free shipping and use pirate shipping. Awesome. Good to know. I got pirate shipping set up. Right on. Yeah, that's something I need to do. I've just been so swamped with my lawn mowing, which is fun. Yeah. Who would have thought? Most people think I'm crazy. I remember I used to mow for my friends for free when I was a kid. I was 23 or 4, and they probably thought, he just loves us. He wants to get with us. But I just love mowing yards. I like to get it done. I hate watching looked at. I hated seeing a yard all nasty and real tall. Just felt like that accomplishment after you're done. And it was just something me and my dad did when we was kids. Something we had in common that we liked. And um, so it was easy. It's still easy to mow. It's been all these years. I started in 2013, full time 2014. I started out there because I love it because I can listen to music, or I can listen to Audible, or I listen to podcasts. I love Joe Rogan podcasts. He gets some really good guests on there. He's kind of lacking in. There's times where he doesn't have very good guests for me, but there's times where he has some awesome guests, and so I'm always learning something. Listening to YouTube, um, and I like to sing, and so I get to sing while I'm on my mower, and no one has to listen to me. And so I almost practice singing all the time and listen to music I like, and so it's kind of hard to quit because it's fun, honestly, and I make good money. But yes, and that's what I was going to say earlier. I like Danny. He doesn't cut out the mistakes. He'll actually put in some mistakes because we need to be real, and that's what I like about the lives. You can't hide. You know what I mean? You can't. And I'm not trying, like I said, we don't try to hide, but we try to make our videos good when you make the pre-recorded. But so if you do it a lot, you get good at. You can tell some people don't even like reselling. Some people don't even like doing the videos, but they do it all the time. Both. You can tell. I do it because it's just fun. It's just a side thing. And some people, you can tell that are doing it full time that don't even like it. And that's sad. Right on. You need to have a Mercari. We need to have it live and we can talk Mercari. Or just give me a shout, Instagram me, and we can set something up and we'll just do a Mercari how to set up your Mercari account. And I already do, but it just make it easier for me because I'm not doing it a lot. So it'll help me in a lot of ways, but it'll help a lot of us. It's hard to grow on YouTube trying to do it as an old fart like me. I'm not young. It's still about what you bring to the community and value. It's like anything in life. People, someone said it perfectly. If you want to get paid more money, solve better problems, solve harder problems. The people that make the most money solve the hardest problems in the world. It's pretty simple. But most people want to not do anything. They want to not work. They want to sit at home. So they're not going to get paid, but they expect it. So I think as long as you're putting out valuable, in our community, it don't matter how old you are. It's valuable information. It's valuable information. And just be positive, people, and real. You know what I mean? I don't think there's some people you can tell that actually get jealous of other people. He has 1,000 subscribers and I only have 700. Well, I'm not going to watch him anymore. I'm not going to comment anymore because he's going fast. You need to talk to that guy, do a collaboration so he can give you some of his and you can give some of his. And as long as you keep thinking like that, that's how our community grows. And instead of being that he said something bad about me and I didn't like it, just that crap. I'm not going to join in any of that. We're all awkward. Good Lord. That's what's funny. That's what's fun. I'm going to do, yeah, I don't want to give away some of my secrets, but exactly. And it's, I don't know. It's just more real. You could tell when people flow. You could tell when people are almost scripting it. I like them, and I'm used to them. And the people that come back to see them know what they're getting. And I think that's kind of like we all kind of want to know what we're getting back into in a weird way. What it can say. Full time, that's too scary for me. I don't know. I think it'd be if you got capital and you got a bunch of stuff in your stores and it can sell, but knowing you have money coming in, boy, I guess your husband, he's got money to pay bills in case you fall. But like being by your own, whew, you know, uh, but man, that's awesome. I like your setup. You're organized from the get go. That makes the biggest difference. So you're set up to understand how to grow your business, and I think you're gonna kill it. I think you're gonna kill it. You work at a casino and furloughed since March. Yeah, heard on that. You ought to try to buy some of the YouTube auctions then too, because I get that. Yeah, I like making thumbnails. What I do is I'm sitting there uploading it to YouTube. It takes 30 minutes, so I got 30 minutes to sit there and make the thumbnail. And usually that's too much time, so it ends up making a better thumbnail. At least I just try to think about what I would push on. I don't know. I disagree, Harry. I think of Harry Tornado and some of these guys that, I mean, they're not like gurus, and they're making 500 to 1,000 a month, putting out 10 to 15 videos, I think Harry Humstone can make that much. I'm not saying that Harry Tornado shouldn't, but I don't see why you shouldn't either. So might as well just keep doing what you like to do, and I think you'd be surprised. And I think, and you know, what I see all the time is the same thing. It's the people that do collaborations that grow. If you don't collaborate, you just the same people watching your show, you know. Um, so, and I don't do this to try to make money, honestly, but I think in a weird way, eventually, if I can make money, and that, then I would be full time. I could be a full time reseller if I. That's the only reason I think it's been worth me pushing a little bit, was knowing that. And honestly, one of the first things I thought of was people buying stuff from my eBay, just marketing my stuff through YouTube to buy my stuff on my eBay store. But I haven't had anybody really buy. I haven't had anybody buy something, at least, and told me. Not that I need to, but that's what I saw everybody else doing. I'm like, shoot, if 25% of your sales is going out to YouTube customers and you're getting paid by Google AdSense, I'm like, wait a minute. And then you get, and I even have links in mine for Amazon and stuff. So, because you can get a commission for a finder's fee, and it doesn't affect them any. That's about the only passive income I've ever heard of, like literally passive, like no work, So I just thought, if it's possible, might as well keep trying. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I do it because like I said, I enjoy what I'm getting back from the community, and I try to give anything. We all do this, and we don't even realize what we're good at until we talk to people. And we're like, oh, you don't know anything about hats, Yeah, it's just, yeah, it's just nice to be around people that are like-minded. I see profits. Yeah, I thought about storage units, but I got enough crap as it is. Can't imagine storage units. I'd have to have open storage units waiting for that stuff. But oh, I bet there's a lot of people in that same position. And that happened in 2008. That's like Gary Vee and a lot of those guys first, Reezy Resells, all those guys came up. I think Rake and Profit even at that time, because of the downturn, and everybody looking to not buy retail. Um, I think this is the second wave of that same thing. I agree, Steve. And we shouldn't feel bad about, we shouldn't feel bad about making money when you get, especially if you are a person that can turn that money into something good for people. I heard a YouTuber once say something, we all have our thing, and what we won't sell, and whatever. And he buys storage units. He's a big YouTuber, and he said something about getting, and you guys may have even heard this conversation. He said, if you ever found like $100,000 Playboy, well, he's saying, first off, that the three things you always find are um, porn, um, guns, and what else was it? So I can't remember, but he said he just throws porn away all the time. But he said, he goes, if I found $100,000 Playboy, I'd toss it in the trash, because it's just not. I don't want to promote that kind of thing. And I'm a preacher's son, but all I can think about is that guy is still going to buy some porn somewhere. He's still going to sin. Why not use his sin to give me $100,000, and I can start a food pantry that helps many, many people? Because I just think that way, instead of trying to, I don't know. I just try to, I don't know. I think about things a little different. He's going to sin anyway. Why not use his sin for something good? If he's going to pay $100,000, dumbass. But I'm crazy. Yeah, I have fun. I run out of storage room. I'm always having to delete trash, go back to my Google and bring it back up. I hear you. Oh, dude, you're helping so many people with your stuff. You just need to do more lives. It's fun. You guys got great energy. You're having fun. That's what makes it even. That's what makes it even. It didn't even matter if it would help us. It would have been fun anyway. Absolutely. Especially if you just got laid off and you're going full time. Hit it. I think Art just needs to do some video collaborations, and he'll you can get to your 1,000, and then I think Art's one of those guys that could have one go viral, and you got your people really quick. Not that you need to or anything, but I think it can happen. Just keep plugging away and have fun like you're doing. Hey, Copper State, haven't seen you in a bit. Hope you're doing well. Happy Father's Day to everybody that's a father in here. That hope everybody else gets to see their fathers today. True that. Christmas stuff. I've been buying so much Christmas stuff at flea markets. I mean, at the garage sales because I mean, people like this was a quarter, 75 cents. I usually talk them down, but I was like, here's $1, because that stuff just sells quick. Just $5, and it brings people in. Around Christmas, people have the RAS system set on Christmas, and they can't let go of it. They just have money to burn. Last year at my flea market booth, December was nuts. I'm gonna be ready this year. It was so much better than eBay. I mean, eBay was still good, but flea market booth and antique mall booth was nuts. Yeah, why not get paid? Because I mean, you think about it too. Steve brought to our community a bolo people just didn't know about, the Toomey bag, and he should get paid for that in the long run. You know what I mean? And I'm glad. I mean, we don't really realize what's could happen here. You used to have to go through a corporation to get paid through media to get something like this. Now we just have to put the work in. And since most of us like doing it, there you go. Hey, hey, yard sale of it all. I don't talk people up. I just say the truth. I don't want people to think that I'm blowing sunshine up their ass. I don't have time for that. Yeah, yeah. I mean, October, once Halloween hits, a lot of people don't care about Thanksgiving. I started seeing stuff go real quick. Yeah, I'm sure, but Christmas sells like Christmas in July. Around here, people buy Christmas stuff and Christmas trees in July because, like, even in our ballpark, Springfield ballpark, they have like a day what's called Christmas in July. I think is what it is. Anyway, the 6 month away or whatever. So, if you have a booth or whatever, you'd be surprised what you might be able to sell. Like that stuff. I mean, if I'm getting it for a quarter and selling it for $5, that's paying rent for something that people buy. That people like animals and Christmas stuff on and Starbucks when it comes to coffee mugs, and they break, and people need new ones. And like what I found too, people go to the flea market with like $30. If they haven't found anything and they see something in there, it's $5. That seems like a deal. Pop. I sold Tupperware salt and pepper shakers yesterday for $7. I didn't think we'd ever sell. I got for a quarter, I think. Um, it's like Kevin with Kamala Picker. Kevin has always showed me about the Tupperware, and like you can some of that stuff is if you use it for like camping supplies and camping equipment and put it on eBay, it'll sell. And it's like that makes sense. It's still good for camping and things. Hey, Susie Woozy. You couldn't get 50 cents. I can in my flea market booth. Even in my antique mall booth, I could. Where do you try to sell? I have an indoor flea market booth. It's awesome. It's like garage sale. It's like good. I have a Goodwill booth basically, and I'm gonna go in there today actually and ask for at least one more because I have basically an Earnhardt. I have a whole Earnhardt booth right now. It's crazy. I don't have any room for it. I need. It's like having a storage unit at having a flea market booth too, and it's like FBA, and it's like I have hundreds of listings. I love it. Hope everybody else has chances to get that kind of thing. Halloween, vintage Halloween is nuts. I had no idea. Like the Tim Burton, what is that? What is that? One Halloween thing for Tim Burton, and it's so popular. I found a awesome mug once, and then but it was chipped. And I was like, oh, damn. You sell on Facebook. Interesting. I get it. I find I go on Facebook Marketplace to look for deals a lot, but I'm still always looking for lots. So I figured that if I'm going to do Facebook and sell on Facebook, I'd sell lots. But like I said, I use Facebook Marketplace to lead people to my flea market booth, so I don't have to do the work. I don't have to meet them. I don't have to worry about them not showing up. I don't have to worry about them getting there and go, I don't want to pay that much, you know. Blow molds, blow molds, like a cookie mold, like the big cake molds. Is that what you're talking about? Nightmare Before Christmas. Thank you. Yes, that's what I wanted to say. that stuff, stuff is like those people love it. It's like the X eyes or whatever, maybe. Thanks for everybody joining. Appreciate it. Um, I need the watch hours. I don't. I'm not even close. Uh, but I like making videos. I think it's fun. I'm excited about getting my GoPro. I get to play with the dogs. When we go running with my dogs, we go to the river. I don't take my phone with me, but I'll be able to take this and run with it. So you get to see more videos of them. That probably gets more. It'll get more views than seeing my ugly mug in front of everybody. Terrible guitar. Um, but I'm kind of excited. That's what I've realized. New. What's exciting and what's scary? It's the same feeling. It just depends on how you take it. And so I love doing new things. And every time I do something new, and now I've got it grained in me where I'm excited something new. Most people are just scared to do something new because they're afraid of failing at it somehow. And people would judge them on how they did it. I don't give a crap what anybody thinks about me. So it's easy to do new stuff a lot. I don't care. F them. Still to this day, even my father, he's not meaning to be wrong, but he's just do one thing really good. I'm like, I'm gonna do a lot of things really good, and I am doing a lot of things really good. I don't want to pigeonhole myself into one thing. I will never retire. Never, never. Retiring is for people that don't like what they do. I like what I do, so retiring would only be because I want to do something that's more fun. And I have the money for it, I guess. But retiring because I just want to get away from my job, ugh, you guys need to get a better job. I hate to say it. That's why I started mowing. I'll play music till the day I die. I'm just gonna get better at it. So if anything, I'm just gonna get paid for playing music, and I'm gonna resell to the day I die. I'm gonna do sports cars the day I die. Looks like I'm gonna do YouTube till they tell me I can't. I don't know. I got so many other things. I love exercise. I study a lot of things. I put them in. I put my video, my boosts in the end of some of my videos. I put them in the what sold in my antique mall boost. Sometimes I don't put them in all the time because, hey, what's up, Grimes? Thanks for joining for a minute. Because um, people don't want to watch it that much, and then and they always have some terrible song on that's going to get me, demonetized. And not that it matters, but you get enough hits to, I don't know what they do. They bury your freaking channel. But I should, if I could do a live one, it'd be fun to do a live from my booth in the chit chat. What should I make? How should I make this look better? Because I'm a man. Mine looks like Goodwill. You got some of these, you could tell it's like, man did it, woman did it. It looks great. It even smells good, the booth. And then the next one, man did it. It smells like mothballs and looks like Goodwill. Yeah, you kill Facebook Marketplace. It's good out there for you. Yeah, I like to invest. I do E-Trade. I like to that's one of the things me and my buddy are going to talk about eventually. He's a finance guy, and man, and if you're going to invest, try to, like, with my age, investing in the index fund's probably the best idea. You invest with Edward Jones, you're going to be giving them a lot of money and a lot of taxes back. So it's good to do some study. And honestly, like I said, I don't plan on retirement. If you're throwing a lot of money in a place where I don't plan on retirement, you can make a lot of money on that money. If you're letting someone else make money on it and getting very little back. So I think we all know that we're playing the stock market already. But it's fun to throw in. I like buy penny stocks and stuff like that, see what happens. Because I never go to casinos and gambling like that. I'm gambling on yard sales. I'm gambling on buying penny stocks. I'm not gambling on if I think that the casino is going to get me money somehow. That's not a good gamble. Not for me. Unless you're freaking what the hales and those. I think they'll put at the beginning like $500 buy-in, $25 to start, but like $100 bills and all that stuff. I've never seen anything that cool. That might be a good deal, but I've never seen anything like that. Big plastic things out front of the house. Oh yeah. I've seen Commonwealth Picker get those electric guitars. Man, what kind of? You might send me some pictures on Instagram. I might be buying some of those guitars from you. I got too much music equipment. Here's a good bolo for people that go to garage sales. Being a music guy, Hercules. These are stands, Hercules. And see what you do. Here, I'll show you. These are for the stage, because once you put it in, the weight of it locks it in. So it just locks it in there, and it sits in there with the foam. So you never have to actually do anything. So you just, when you're on the stage, you just lay it down and pop, and it doesn't mess the tuning up. But these are like 35 to 50 bucks, brand new. And I've found so many of these in garage sales because, the kid buys it and then the mom sells it. She didn't know how much it cost. And so a lot of times they'll have $3 or $5 on it. I'll ask for $1 or $2, and they usually give it to you. And so I've got like 5 of these things, but they will sell on eBay. I guarantee it. I've just never sold them because I keep collecting them. But it's a good bolo at a garage sales. I stopped buying them even but Hercules is the name. It's just, they're built really good. Man, I can't wait to. Hey Gary, when are you doing your auctions? Is it a certain time every week, or are you just going to do pop-up auctions like Storage Legends? What say you? Happy Father's Day to everybody. Appreciate y'all for being good fathers. Yeah, sports cars are so hot. People didn't realize that they're hot again, and then so I think the older people are like, "Oh, here we go." But I would say, the price has already gone down on like that Mosaic stuff, like Reverie Cell and all those guys were buying. Because honestly, that's usually not even a very good brand. It just hit the right time. They got lucky, and when you buy that stuff at Walmart, like me and NASCAR talk about, Derek, those Walmart blaster packs, they're $20 for like five packs, so they're cheap, and you can get some decent cards, but you're never going to get a good autograph. They don't put the really good cards in those blaster packs. So if you're buying a bunch of those thinking I'm going to get a $15,000 Zion autograph, you're not. You have to get the hobby boxes. They're more expensive, and you have to buy them through a distributor. And it's just like anything. They give the Walmart stuff the cheaper version, but you can still get some good stuff. And since it was so hyped, you could buy a $20 blaster pack box of Panini, a Mosaic, when it was in its prime, and sell them for $80 online without opening them. So you can make some good money just never opening them. And that's what I even told people to do, because I knew that Zion wants to, once everybody opens them and gets those Zions, everybody's trying to sell them at once. And so there floods the market. And so all of a sudden you just see the price go down. And so that's why I kept telling everybody, if you do get a Zion, sell that thing, or else you got to take it off and grade it. So then you're ahead of the next part of the game once you get it graded. If it's a 9 or 9.5 or a 10, then you got some money. But otherwise, just sell it when the hype's hot, because otherwise it's just going to go down. I'm sorry, Zion, it's going to take a long time to be considered somewhere close to a Kobe Bryant, LeBron, or Michael Jordan. So he's almost set up for failure from the get-go. I wouldn't even mess with it. I'd sell right away. Thanks for everybody joining. I appreciate it. Usually I play guitar because no one's in here to talk to. Yeah, hobby box is the money. And that's why I want to make sure people understand that kind of stuff. Man, I'd like to I'd like to do a live chat with Steve and just talk about your baseball career and just ask you questions and stories. I would love to hear that, because I was a baseball freak as a kid. I really believed I was going to play shortstop beside George Brett, and George Brett was going to have his last 2 years, and I was going to play by him. And Bo Jackson was, of course, playing left field at the end of his career, his Hall of Fame career. But that was the goal. And Brett Saberhagen was ending his career, and after his fourth Cy Young that he got with my wonderful defense behind him. So, I had that dream, and believed it for a long time. And what's funny is I couldn't play baseball past 15. We didn't have it. I was in a small town. I had to go American Legion right away, and American Legion where I'm from is traveling counties away, because we're rural country. And I was really good when I was young, and I just slowly, everybody kind of caught up to me. And when I was young, though, I practiced all the time. I was a freak, and I didn't even know much how to do that, but somehow I just naturally pushed myself. But what I didn't know was my eyesight. I had better than 20/20 vision when I was young, like 13, 12. I remember thinking, oh, that's why I could see better than everybody else. That's why I hit the ball better. But whenever I got my license at 16, they were like, you can't see. And so I didn't know, but my eyesight had just got worse and worse over time. And that's why people were catching me, was because I was losing my vision, and I didn't know. And it just kind of makes you wonder what would have happened if I would have kept my vision. But I'm 5'8", 160 pounds. I would have been a light hitting second baseman at best. But it was a fun dream, and it pushed me to do things that I guarantee I never would have done if I didn't have that dream. And that's what I think people think it's always about the end goal and what you get to, and the just reward. There's going to be so many things that you would have never got to or never tried because you put that goal in your head, Sounds good. I got you notifications are on all now. I don't know how. Yeah, exactly. And there's some parallels and inserts and number cards you don't even get in the blaster. It's yeah. But people need to know that, so they don't spend a bunch of money on it when they could just go and do some team breaks like I do and pinpoint who they like. Um, anyway. Yeah, that's why you got to be ready for it. But also, too, I'm sorry, but the stock's going to go down at the end of this month, because when the actual numbers come out for the second quarter, I mean, we don't know the numbers yet. But I'm sorry, Disney not going for its prime time of the year. Silver Dollar City down here, that was a big moneymaker for this area. And think about it, a lot of people have already paid for their entire year at Silver Dollar City. Are they having to give it back? So not only they're not making money for people eating, but they might have to give back the money that people had already paid and they've already spent to probably run. It's gonna stock will probably go back down in certain areas, especially entertainment stuff. It's gonna be tough. But if you pinpoint right, and when it falls again lower, buy the index because it'll eventually go back up unless you plan on taking that money out anytime soon. But I say buy the index fund. Vanguard. I would love it. That'd be fun. I'd love to hear some stories because I know you have some good stories. And it'd be cool. Hey, throw on your videos. If you throw in some old, if you have any old video of you playing, throw that in some of your at the end of your videos. I think that'd be cool. Um, yeah, because I know how good you must have been to get to as far as you got to. Hmm. I've talked to people that were scouts and stuff too. That I, I wanted that life. Yeah, I was an A's fan to a point, and I liked I liked the A's because one day this is funny that you said that because what got me into sports cards, I bought all the 86 tops. I think everybody remembers 86 tops. That's when I first started collecting. Well, that was the year to not start collecting. But where I was at, you could only get tops. And there was one day where we had a new gas station. They were national. I think it was Kerr McGee. And they actually had Fleer. I'm like, cool, Fleer. I'd never seen Fleer before. And I had enough money for like 4 packs. And I got an 86 Fleer Jose Canseco rookie with Eric Plunk. It was him and Eric Plunk on it. And I remember, what, looking it up. And this was 1987. Yeah, because 86 cards, but in 87, I was buying them. And it was $100 card if it was graded 10 back in 87. I remember how I thought, and that guy, it hooked me. I was hooked. I'm like, I must be lucky at this. I don't know if I was lucky. I didn't make much money on it for decades, but um, anyway. Well, thanks, Harry. But yeah, I was always an A's fan because of that. And then McGuire, as much as, people always knock McGuire for the steroids thing. And I get it, but most people don't understand all the pitchers were doing it. And it's more of a benefit for pitchers anyway, because it's about recovery and it's hard to recover as a pitcher. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. You're on an even playing field. But Mark McGuire, he was 6'4", 185 pounds as a rookie. He had 49 home runs as a rookie. He was always going to hit home runs. And if anything, he cost himself years because he put too much muscle and his knees couldn't handle it. So he cost himself half. He only played half years for like the last 4 or 5, and then he retired probably three early. So he probably ended up getting about the same amount of home runs no matter what. It's just that you saw a guy that was way too big. Um, anyway, and also too, some of the stuff he was doing wasn't illegal in baseball. It was illegal federally, but it wasn't illegal yet either. Um, but like I said, Roger Clemens, those guys, the pitchers were doing it. If you knew the pitchers you were going against were all doing it, in a weird way, you'd feel like you kind of had to keep up. I'm not saying I would have, but I don't know. I don't know what I would have done. I remember Bob Gibson said that. He goes, if I known everybody else was doing it and it helped my team to win, I don't know if I wouldn't have done it. I'm not saying I would have, but I don't know if I wouldn't have. I can't say that. The adventure. That's why I want to do more garage sale videos. It's the adventure. It's the treasure hunt. It's the fun. Um, you got to have a yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. I stopped being able to see the seams on the ball, and I didn't realize it. You know, when I was a kid, I could see the seams. And that's what I study like Wade Boggs, Don Mattingly. Those guys had 2015 vision. A lot of those guys, it wasn't that they were better batters; they just saw it better than everybody else. Hey, Marie, thanks for joining for a minute. We're just chit chatting about nothing. I was talking about booty at the garage sales. Brought some people in. Right on. I have an old VHS, which is it's just funny how all this stuff leads into it. But like, I've got some VHS DVD recorders because of what everybody's told me over the last year, and I have an old VHS highlight film from my junior year in high school in '94, and my 25-year anniversary or 25-year reunion was supposed to be this year. What I planned on doing was getting that tape, recording it all on DVD, so giving it out to all my friends that were playing. Because it was '94, but it was made pretty well. But it was funny watching it because I hadn't watched it in so many years. I was like, I was pretty good. Dang, why wait? I laid that guy out. So it's kind of fun to go watch that again. You need to find him, my friend. At least I'd like to see him. It's just my thing. Whoa. I had a friend want me to sell their seven graded PSA. No, no, was it 8 or 9? 9 graded PSA Mickey Mantle 56, and it's going for 2,000, 2,500 all day. And I told her I'd sell it for her, but I had to get a commission of some sort. I usually do 50-50 on consignment, but I was like, I'll do 25 because that'll be easy money. She never sent it to me. I told her to just sell it herself, but she was worried because she didn't have a lot of feedback yet. Like, well, but if you use me, I can't. I mean, they should never have let him pitch. He blew his arm out. It was awful. And he wasn't even throwing good. It was awful. Now that's crazy, Steve. That is cool. Because what I did like about him, whenever they did interviews and they asked him about stuff, you could tell he was just like, whatever, whatever. You know what I mean? He was one of the only people you could tell was kind of telling the truth about himself. It's like I don't know what they were doing. I think a lot of them were too. Whatever. But I don't know. People didn't want to hear truth, so then you got Roger Clemens going in front of Congress doing this the entire time. That guy looks so guilty. I don't know what. I've never seen anybody that nonstop licked his lips. But whatever he's doing, it was so nervous. He did not want to be there. Did not want to talk. It was the weirdest thing I ever seen. Like, dude, just say you did it. Good God, it was pretty obvious. You got to be 40 and you started being a better pitcher. You started being Roger Clemens when you were 24. So kind of, yeah, true that, Joe. They don't like him because he's told the truth. I'm telling you, and they want to blame. It's so funny. Like, right, this is one of those things I hate about the news. It's not that I don't really necessarily think the news says untruth because most of the time they have to retract it or they'll get sued. So they end up retracting a lot of those things, but they just don't say it all or insinuate different things. Like they act like Jose Canseco brought steroids into baseball in 87, 86. Really? I lived in a small town in North Missouri, 2,500 people. We were a 1A school, the smallest school you can be. The entire football team in 1986 was on steroids. And they were getting it in the mail. Like you're telling me that Conseco was the first one to bring it in '86 at the same time? No, no. It was there. It'd been there. No, stop. It's a good person to blame. And then so everything they're gonna talk about Jose is gonna be adverse. Being yeah, it is what it is. They got to find someone to be pound on and beat up as being the you know. I mean, look at Lance Armstrong. He really didn't get that much hate. I bet Canseco got more hate for the steroids in McGuire than um, Lance Armstrong. He tried to take people down that called him out. He sued people for saying stuff about him. And then when he got done, he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I had to protect it." They should have beat him down. Guy had the cancer society. Yes, but I understand why he did it too, because he had already been using it because of what he went through. So it didn't seem that off in a way too. So I don't blame people, but don't go around acting all high and mighty either. But what he did for people with cancer was amazing. And we shouldn't downplay that because of what he did there either. You know what I mean? Because he raised so much money for people. How many lives did he save because he did the steroids? So in a weird way, he saved a lot of lives. I don't know. But if you remediate, you think you'd beat him down a little bit too. Jose Canseco, he was just hitting home runs. What was he hurting? I bet Joe or Steve has some really good. Well, I bet your sister must be pretty then, because he's a good looking guy. He could probably do whatever he wants when it comes to picking choosing. Um, was he Cuban or Dominican? He was Dominican, right? I can't remember. It doesn't really matter. He's just got that look. I wish I had that look. Any awesome storage units there, Grimes? 37,000. Mickey Mantle, man. Being a switch hitter and being a center fielder to hit for that much power, it's still crazy to think about. Him and Willie Mays, they're my. I love Willie Mays. I read his autobiography or his biography. I was a big fan of Willie Mays. He played in the state. He played in Candlestick, where it was wind blowing in all year long, and it was like 440 straight center, and the gaps were 400. I don't know how he hit any home runs, and he hit 660. I think it's nuts. But Willie Mays, nuts. He's Cuban. Okay. Exactly. I've been saying that forever. But there are some guys that were pitchers that came out and said I would never have thrown 95 to 100 until I took steroids. I was throwing 90. So that's the only time I've ever heard people say that they really knew that. I mean, they became better. But the baseball players, it was still, even with baseball players that were hitters, it was still about the recovery time, you know. And even Andy Pettit, when he finally admitted, he was like, I couldn't stay healthy, and it kept me healthy, and I felt like I was doing it for the team. At least he was honest. Um, he was such a freaking awesome pitcher. Didn't get much credit. I loved watching him. He was a clint. He was a surgeon. I love watching Andy Pettit pitch. He kept that ball low. That ball was always down. He's got everybody everybody's reaching for the dirt trying to hit his ball, and they can never find it. Frank Thomas as a butt. I can believe it. You know who? You know, my childhood hero was George Brett. I've met 50 people that met George Brett. 48 of them say he's the biggest asshole they've ever met. And that's, you just know it's true. So, yeah, I'm not surprised. people have been kissing your ass since you were 14. I guess you become that kind of guy sometimes, a lot of times. Oh, yeah, I saw that NFL player a lot. That was freaking cool. Um, yeah, that's. I don't know how are you going to sell that? How do you sell that in lots because since it is his, but like the game used like gloves and stuff. That's cool. Yeah, that was a cool. I watched that one. That was neat. I'm so busy right now. It's hard for me to watch everything. But some of them you just know are going to be good. Yeah, I mean, I like to hear your opinion, pick and roll, Steve, on the Astros deal. Did you go back and watch a YouTube video and watch how they were cheating in the games? And you could hear that drum. They're sitting there, boom, boom. Anytime it was an off-speed pitch, they would hit that drum. And so if there was no drum, they knew it was a fastball coming. Knew it was a fastball coming. If you know a fastball's coming in the major leagues, is that an advantage? And if you know a curveball's coming and you just don't swing at it, is that an advantage? I'd like to hear what you think about it. And they admitted to cheating in 2017. They didn't admit until 2018-19. And it's been well known that you can send alerts on your smartwatches. You can get a beep beep on it. And they've even said that they were wearing sensors. And there's that Altuve when he hits a home run off of Chapman. He hits that fastball, a high fastball. And Altuve, if you know him, he's 5'6", and he looked like he knew it was coming. And he hits a fastball and just crushes it. And even Chapman was like, "Man, he hit my best pitch. I don't. It is what it is." But now it kind of because when he came around the bases, what did Altuve do? He just sent his team to the World Series on a walk-off against one of the best pitchers of all time. He says, "Don't take my shirt off. Don't take my shirt off." He runs through the dugout, goes and puts on different clothes, and comes out. And his explanation was his wife got mad at him last time they took his clothes off because everybody could see his chest. You just sent your team to the World Series. You didn't celebrate with them? Little fishy, right? So I just wondered what you thought about that whole thing. Because steroids didn't make me near as mad as that. That's not an even playing field. That's one team cheating. Remember, I used to always go, Kershaw can never figure out the Astros in Houston. They just can't. He just can't get past him there. Yeah. Kershaw even called. He called. Who was it? The Nationals. He called Rendon, and Kershaw called him and said, "Hey, just so you know, they got my pitches." Because he threw one game, he threw 55 curveballs and sliders. If anybody knows Kershaw, he's a real his real advantage is the speed difference and the movement he has, and he always keeps it down. It's amazing. It's Andy Pettitte times 10. He threw 55 curveballs against the Astros in off-speed pitches. They swung at 0. So when you're a pitcher, you know they have your pitches. You know it. And so all the MLB players knew about it before they even started talking about it. And you know what? The first thing that Altuve did whenever because the only reason anybody knows about it is Manfred offered complete immunity from getting in any trouble if they just admit to what happened. So that's the only reason they admitted it, because they knew they wouldn't get in any trouble. But what happens when you do that? Your rest of your cohorts that you've been cheating against, now you have to face them. So what's the first thing Altuve does? He calls Mike Trout. And if anybody knows Mike Trout, he doesn't really talk much. When he does, he's just nice and happy and smiley. He came out and even said it. He was like, "Yeah, they called me and wanted me to understand where they were coming from." Dude, you're cheating. You're taking away pitchers' careers because you cheated. It's not about what money you make. It's about who you're taking it from. And I just thought it was awesome. I'm like, good for you, Trout. And but anyway, thanks, Steve, for joining. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you know you don't have to swing because you know that you're probably not going to hit the 80-mile-an-hour curve, you won't even give yourself the advantage of not swinging. I'll just swing at the fastballs. And so, if you don't have to guess, so and Manfred even did. He said he's going to give out extra fines for if you hit Astros players this year. You think teams won't pay that fine for the players that do that? If I was a team owner, I would. And I don't like hitting players, but I'll probably be throwing at their legs at least to get them to dance. So they're not comfortable in there anymore because of what they did. If I was a pitcher that got affected by them, it'd be hard for me not to. And I'm not one to throw at people at all, especially anywhere above the waist, but still. It's kind of it's a fraternity of people, and you're cheating against the fraternity, and it's one of those fraternity rules that's not talked about, but you kind of know, right? You know what I mean? And so it's gonna be interesting to see what happens if we have it. I'm really interested to see what happens to baseball, because if we have a 40-game, 60-game season, who knows is going to be in the World Series? It could be really interesting. I don't know. I guess I'm running off, everybody. I'll just finish it off with some guitar. Thanks for everybody that joined. I'd pay those fines. There was a meme before we get off. There was a meme, and I don't believe the memes most of the time, but it'd be funny if this one was true. It was a Twitter thing, and it was Altuve was talking about because something about the owners didn't want to go back, because something about Altuve didn't think it was safe enough to go back yet or something, and he didn't want to have to go back to baseball. And that may not even be true. It may have just been someone made this up, right? And and there was a response, and it was from Aroldis Chapman, and it said, "Oh, it doesn't matter where you're at, you're not safe," or something to that effect. And because Chapman, he was really gracious after that home run he gave up, that walk off. He was like, "Man, he hit my best pitch. What can I say? He hit it. More props to him." But now that he found out he cheated, oh, if I'm him too, talking about giving me fire. Oh, you gave me fire. Thank you. I love when people give me something to get me fired up about. Oh, I love when someone tells me I can't do something. Ha. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thanks, Grimes. Thanks for joining. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate the videos. Really? Positive, like they're really sick, or they just tested positive? I haven't been paying attention to news, honestly. I stopped. I couldn't watch it anymore. I studied about the virus. I studied about why they thought this was more. Found out a lot of information. I understand. So I found out enough about it I wanted to know. Everything else is just going to be pundits talking about stuff they probably don't really know. It's weird to know that the coronavirus itself has been around for 400 million years. This is just a version, a different sect of it, you know. How about little Dave Matthews? Yep, I agree. Hey, thanks for joining for a minute. Thanks for joining my live. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. I like my Royals, and I like them in a short season. A guy like Jorge Soler, no one gets talks about. That guy was hitting. People need to pay attention to Jorge Soler. Guy's amazing. That team, my Royals, got a good young team. They've got one of the best minors. Anyway, since I scout baseball cards, I scout all the teams, and the Royals are doing well. And they've got pitching, and they're developing pitching, which they've only developed Zach Greinke in 20 years. So they don't know how to do that. That's why they've never been much of anything. When they had their last time coming up, it was because they had all these position players that played together for 5 years before they got here. It's the only reason they did is what they did. And they brought these fireballs in. They could just destroy batters from the seventh inning on. And that was fun to watch. But that's so rare to be able to do that. And now this time they actually got like a team that could be a juggernaut for a while because of the talent. So I'm really excited, and we just keep getting good drafts. Dayton Moore has just been so lucky. And this year the Royals got $25 more million a year from a new contract with Fox Sports. Super excited about that. And we got a new owner. The owner we had before was David Glass. He was a Walmart guy. They bought it because Ewing Kauffman picked them. They didn't even really want to. So they didn't really spend money. They did a little bit once they started winning because they made a lot of money from the playoffs. But so anyway, these guys, Rick Sherman, he's from Kansas City, and he wants to spend money. He was a part owner for with the Indians for a while. He worked for them too, so he kind of knows how things work. He's been in baseball, so he's a baseball guy too. And so with this young talent, we might, for once, go out and buy some free agents. Mixed with this talent, we got some good players. So anyway, I'm pretty excited about it. Hunter Dozier, Raul Mondesi Jr., those two guys are awesome. Whit Merrifield is the most underrated player in baseball right now. Salvador Perez is one of the best catchers I've ever seen play. and he's hits 25 to 27 home runs every year as a catcher, and he can play DH or first base in the transition from now on. We have a kid in the minors that frames the ball good. He kind of looks like a Jorge Posado kind of catching kind of style of a hitter, lefty. Bobby Witt Jr. is going to be amazing. We have 5 really good pitchers coming up. So I'm pretty excited. And that's without really adding much. And we've lost a lot of contracts, so we're not really paying much. So it's going to be a whole new thing for us. And I'm pretty excited. Pittsburgh, hey, how's it going, brother? I'm sorry I missed over you. I know you're a Steelers fan. Are you a Pittsburgh Pirates fan, or do you not care about baseball? I can't remember. I've never heard you say, but Phillies, they haven't made very many good choices in the last 6-7 years, and they traded for freaking what's his face, and he hasn't done anything. They gave away a lot. Chris Archer, so I was thinking of, but they need to get back to it. I used to love Pittsburgh because my high school was black and gold, so I always liked the black and gold. So I wore a Pittsburgh hat when I was a kid, just because I like the hat. I like the New Orleans Saints because it was black and gold. I was a big Saints fan back in the day. We'll have to. We need to do a live again, Pittsburgh, sometime soon. We can talk baseball cards and stuff, and just chit chat, bring in people, and Nate too, whatever, and really talk about. I think we need to talk about it more because people don't really understand it. People think they do. And I'm not saying I know it all, and there's stuff for me to learn. I want to learn, but there's a lot of people that I don't really think you can't. Yeah. And we were talking about it earlier, Thanks, Steve. Thanks for joining. I appreciate you. Anytime you want to do a live, please. And I'd love to just chit chat about some baseball. Just hear some stories, man. Actually, just hear my stories about Conseco now. Thanks for joining. Thanks for all your videos. Thanks for grinding away, and thanks for all the bolos. But yeah, Pittsburgh, I'd like to get on there and just chit chat with you guys and just talk baseball, talk football, either one. Shoot, whatever. Talk wrestling if you want to talk wrestling, But all right, I should jump off here. Get something done today. Oh my. I haven't been doing lives much. That kind of flew by. But thanks for everybody that joined and give me a few watch hours. I hope I can give some bolos in my creative videos. I got a good one coming out. I'm supposed to be doing that right now. I think that's why I'm procrastinating. I have a huge Dale Earnhardt Sr. haul, and it's a fun garage sale video too. So I got that coming out, so that'll be fun for everybody to watch. Dale Earnhardt Sr. attire off his car, Goodyear Eagle #1, and it's got the certificate of authentication. And that's just one of the many things I got. And it was a moving sale, so he shot me a price that I was just like, yeah, see if I got in my pocket. I didn't even look to see what else was there. I just knew it was enough, Yeah, sounds good, Steve. Give me a shout anytime. I'm on Instagram. I've got you on Instagram. I'm almost certain of it. So shoot me anytime. That'd be fun. I was a kid that we had I used to say it was a half mile, but it's definitely not. It's just a little bitty stretch of gravel that came down to our road. And since I could throw a baseball against the side of my wall over and over again, I charcoaled it out, and I taught myself how to throw a curveball back and forth. I can't believe I look back, I'm like, I taught myself a curveball. It's kind of crazy. But since I couldn't bat, I would get a wiffle ball bat, those yellow ones that were skinny. So it was hard to hit. So I made it really hard on myself, and I would just get little bitty rocks, just whack over and over again, whack all day long. And people would go by and go, I know you're going to make it to the major leagues. I see you playing all the time. And I think it was funny because when I got to about 15, I went against a guy that was in the minors for a while, and he was probably 35 at the time, but he could still throw about 80. And so he would throw 80, 85 to me just to see if I could hit it. And he wouldn't do it to anybody else. And he'd throw high heat. And he would tell me, no one could hit my high heat, but I could always hit. I would hit home runs off his high heat. And he'd be like, man, how do you, no one could do it. But it's because I threw those rocks up and I swung high. My natural swing was right here. So when I got to younger, I didn't have the swing down here. You know what I mean? Because I built my swing up here. No one was throwing up here anymore. And so it kind of hurt me too, because I built my swing that way, but that's the only way I knew how to build it. And I would wait for it to come down sometimes and do that. But then, and it's funny is I end up being really good at golf. That's what I've been doing for the last 25 years, is being a golfer now. And I wish I could have dropped that bat head down back then like I did with golf. Now I would do it wonderfully. But just things you know now, right? But I didn't have anybody to teach me or anything. I just had to teach myself. I used to run sprints just to push myself because I was going to play baseball. I had an odometer on my bike. I'd ride my bike just nonstop. But I think if people would ask me like, wow, you're different. Why are you different than other people? I'm like, I have a goal. I knew it when I was a kid. I have a goal. You don't. You're treading water. Well, thanks for joining, everybody. I appreciate it. Stay tuned for some of my videos coming out. I got a couple good ones. But grind on, friends.